Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here. Back again with another video. So you see the title, you see the thumbnail. Let's get into it. Now, the Chargers, everybody has, talked about how successful this offseason has been. Draft, free agency, all of this stuff, right? Went over it so many times. So now, what are the things that can hold the Chargers back from having success this season, right? Obviously injury, right? Injury is the number one culprit of holding teams back, and not just NFL teams, right? Just sports teams in general, individual players in general. That's the number one thing that holds, a lot of great players back from reaching their full potential. A lot of great teams from reaching their full potential. And obviously the injury thing is alive and well in the NFL. We already know what it is. We already expect that there is going to be some injuries in the season. You just hope that it's not, a serious, career-threatening injury, things like that. But specifically in the Chargers case, right, obviously injuries is there. It's there for every team. The one thing that can hold the Chargers back is the man that you see on the screen right now. I posted his picture because I want you guys to see what will potentially hold the Chargers back. Now, this is the offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi, right? He is a guy who I think is not really cut out for this position, this specific position with the Los Angeles Chargers, right? He could have success somewhere else, and I'm sure, his knowledge of the New Orleans Saints, the Sean Payton offense. I'm sure his knowledge, of that whole scheme, can do somebody some good somewhere else. But honestly, I do not think that it is the right type of offense for this Chargers team. And I will give you reasons why, as to why I think that. Now, there is going to be some pushback, and there was pushback last year when the Chargers were struggling. I particularly look at that road game against Denver. The Chargers came out and they struggled mightily offensively. It was awful. The game plan was terrible. They couldn't run. And as far as the passing game was concerned, it was a dink and dunk type of thing. And then Joe Lombardi gets into these habits where he calls the games like Drew Brees is his quarterback. And I think that is the one thing that if you're a Charger fan, you need to look out for this season. And, I don't think that it's going to happen as much this season because I think Brandon Staley is going to be a little more hands-on as far as offense goes. I think Tom Telesco is going to want to have Brandon Staley be, the overseer and not just let Joe Lombardi, run off and call his game like Drew Brees is playing. And that's what the only real experience that Joe Lombardi has in the NFL is him being in New Orleans for a very long period of time, right? Working with Drew Brees as the quarterback's coach, working as an offensive assistant. This is what he knows, right? He had 1 year in Detroit, and I'll go through that right now. So Joe Lombardi obviously is the grandson of Vince Lombardi, the great Vince Lombardi, whose name is on the Super Bowl trophy. So he's I think he did some military time. He was in the Air Force, just like, so he gets credit for that. I am a veteran of the Air Force as well. But he started his NFL coaching career in 2006 with the Falcons. I believe he was a defensive assistant there. He went to New Orleans in 2007, and he worked closely with Sean Payton, Pete Carmichael, the brain trust there in New Orleans, the offensive brain trust there. He was offensive assistant, and then he was a quarterbacks coach there for 6 years. Then he ended up, getting hired as the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions in 2014. He got fired in the beginning of 2015, 7 games in when the Lions started 1-6 in 2015, the beginning of the 2015 season. And so he ended up going back to the New Orleans Saints, and I believe he got hired in 2016, and then he did his 5 years, and he came over to the Chargers, and last year was his first season as the Chargers offensive coordinator. His second offensive coordinator season just in total, right? So his experience calling plays is not there. Like, he can know the system really well, but his play calling is not seasoned whatsoever. He's only got 2 years under his belt as of right now. So again, a little red flag, but it is something to be concerned about if you are a Charger fan and if you did watch every single game last season, and you can see how this offense, what the potential it has to be, and what the reality was sometimes, right? So two totally different things. So that year in 2014, right, the Lions, they finished 11-5. Now this was the year that Jim Caldwell was the head coach. He he pretty much built the team around the defense. The defense was ranked in the top five, and I think they were number one as far as stopping the run. So this team was constructed around the defense, right? We all know Matt Stafford. We all know the stats and everything that he's put up. So that year under Joe Lombardi, Matt Stafford only completed 60% of his passes. He threw for 4,257 yards, right? Which is, that's on par for what Matt Stafford does. But he only had 22 touchdowns and 12 interceptions and a 85.7 quarterback rating. That's what he did that year that Joe Lombardi was his offensive coordinator. Now, the Lions' total offense was 19th in yards, they were 12th in passing, and they were 28th in rushing and 22nd in scoring. So this is what Joe Lombardi did as the offensive coordinator of the Lions. None of these numbers are impressive, and none of them tell you that he should be in the position that he is right now. Joe Lombardi, and I'm sure that he's a nice guy. And again, I don't go at anybody personally on this channel, but I said it last year, and I'll say it again this year until I'm proven wrong. Joe Lombardi was a nepotism hire by Brandon Staley. They have roots together, right? Brandon Staley, early in his coaching career, he had a stop in New Orleans. I believe it was the Super Bowl season of 09. Was it 09, 2010, whenever it was, whatever year that Super Bowl season was, Brandon Staley was there as an offensive assistant, I believe. So he worked with Joe Lombardi, became friends, and now Joe Lombardi is offensive coordinator. With Brandon Staley getting his shot to be a head coach. So this is a nepotism hire, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it or anything until I'm proved otherwise. This is a nepotism hire. Now, I'm going to hear a lot of people who say that the Chargers were top 5 in offense last year, and Joe Lombardi needs credit for that and all of this stuff. We need to, football fans, NFL fans, everybody needs to understand what great players can do in offenses, right? We've heard this before with the Adam Gase thing with Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning throws, breaks the record. He throws 55 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards in the season. Adam Gase gets credit for that. No, we've seen what Adam Gase can do. He can't do anything. He's just not. He wasn't the guy that everybody thought he was. Peyton Manning was the guy who made that happen. He, as far as the credit pie, if you want to give credit out, 85% to Peyton Manning, 15% to Adam Gase, right? Great players are going to ball no matter what. It doesn't matter who is coaching him. It really doesn't matter at all. Great players are going to ball. So, same thing can be said for Josh McDaniels, right? Tom Brady played all those years under Josh McDaniels, won Super Bowls and all that stuff. He goes to Tampa Bay. He wins the Super Bowl his first year there without Josh McDaniels, with a fairly inexperienced coach and Byron Leftwich and all that stuff. Great players make things happen. Justin Herbert is of that same ilk. He can make things happen no matter who is the coordinator, right? Shane Steichen was the coordinator, the interim offensive coordinator for the Chargers. The Herbert's rookie year. What did Herbert do? He balled out and he won Rookie of the Year. It doesn't matter. I can be calling plays. Justin Herbert is going to ball. So let's not look at the numbers from last year and say, well, he deserves some credit, because no. Great players are going to do their thing no matter who is coaching them. So especially quarterbacks. Let's get that. Let's completely get that out of the way. Great players will do what they do no matter who's coaching them. So Joe Lombardi is going to either get in line with what the Chargers want him to do, right? And he's going to adjust this offense for his quarterback, right? Justin Herbert is not Drew Brees. He's 6 inches taller. He's like 50 pounds heavier. And he's got a rocket arm that Drew Brees does not and never had, ever. Not even close. So this is what your quarterback is. This is who he is. So you adjust your play calling or else he's out. So I don't know. I really don't know. That's all. I just kind of wanted to jump into this just for a little bit, just to see what everybody's thoughts were. Let me know your comments. Let me know your comments. I might make a part 2 to this video. I just wanted to just, you know, push this out there and just throw the theory out there that he might hold everybody back. But, we'll see what happens when the season comes. Hit the comments. Let me know what you think. But that's all I got for this one, guys. Please, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out as well, too. But that's all I got for this one. I will see you guys tomorrow.